In this video, I will be showing you the only 3 truly free alternatives to Photoshop. The alternatives that actually work enough to be considered an alternative to the almighty Photoshop. Coming in at third place is Krita. Krita is a free and open source raster graphics editor primarily designed for digital painting and 2D animation. That means it is specially created for digital artists. It offers a wide array of features including customizable brushes, layer management, and support for various color models. Krita is a cross program available on Windows, Mac, and Linux, making it accessible to a broad range of users. Krita focuses on artists and illustrators, providing tools and workspace tailored to their needs with an emphasis on a non-destructive workflow, ensuring flexibility and ease of experiment during the creative process. To learn how to use Krita, just check out their user manual on their official page and you can get started there with a quick guide. Now to download Krita, just search on Krita on your Google page. When it loads up, click on the first URL and it will take you to their homepage. Now on the homepage, you click on Get Krita Now, and then it will automatically decide whether Windows or Mac, and you click on it and download it, save file to your Windows. Now click on it to install it and it starts unpacking the file. Then select the language, of course English for this case. Then just click on next, accept terms and license agreements, then next, then finish, and then you can open your software and begin to use Krita. Now this is the interface, this is the layout as it looks. You could just create a new document and then you can see the default tool here is the brush. That goes to show you that it's majorly for artists. So on the right hand side, unlike Photoshop, you don't have layers there, you just have color spaces and others. Then the toolbar on the left, you have some basic tools that resemble Photoshop and more of painting tools. Coming in at second place on the list is Gimp. Gimp is a free and open source raster graphics editor that makes it more closely similar to Photoshop. Now it is available for Linux, Mac OS, and Windows operating system. Gimp can be used for image manipulation, freeform drawing, transcoding between different image file formats, and more specialized tasks. Gimp is suitable for a variety of image manipulation tasks, including photo retouching, image composition, and image construction. So just as you have in Photoshop, you can see the layout is looking quite similar to Photoshop. And then you have the tools by the left and layers by the right with other functionalities. Although the only slight difference is Gimp's layout looks a bit more rough, or should I say rugged, compared to that of Photoshop. But then it's very similar. If you work with Photoshop, you can definitely survive here. If you want to learn more about Gimp, go to their user's manual on their homepage. To install Gimp on your PC, search for Gimp on Google, click on the very first link and it will take you to their homepage. Click on the download button and then it will give you different options. Just follow what you see on the screen, download directly. Just as Krita, Gimp is also a software package that you install and operate just like Photoshop. Now proceed with the installation. Then once it's done, you can proceed to open your software now. The launching of the program looks quite beautiful. Now here you have it, your Gimp program. you can see all the tools are really looking similar to Photoshop, just with a more complex form, where you have the properties panel, which is supposed to be on the right side as in Photoshop. They were combined with the tools on the left hand side, but that's not such a big deal. It still works. Please note that these tools are rated by their ability to satisfy or perform at least 50% of what anyone would desire or want from Photoshop. Be you a photographer, a graphic designer, a special effect artist, a painter, or even a document editor like me. It is true that there are other numerous alternatives, or should I say free alternatives out there, but before you can consider them as an alternative, you ask yourself these questions. Would it be able to stand as an independent tool on its own? Would it be able to satisfy a particular user who requires it for a photo editing or designing from a professional standpoint? Because considering the word alternative, it means something similar or something that can be used in place of another. So for you to consider a tool an alternative to Photoshop, it means you have been a user of Photoshop, or you are either a user of Photoshop who is looking for another software that you can use in place of Photoshop for reasons like versatility or cost. And as we all know, even with the basic plan of Photoshop, you will be spending at least $250 per year for Photoshop. So most persons usually look for other alternatives to Photoshop, majorly because of the cost. Now finally, coming in first position, I give you Photopea. Photopea is a web-based photo and graphics editor. It is used for image editing, making illustrations, web design, or converting between image formats. Photopea is free, but it supports ads, and it also offers a premium ad subscription for as low as $5 per month. It is compatible with all modern web browsers, including Opera Edge, Chrome, and Firefox. The web app is compatible with rasters and vectors graphics such as Photoshop, PSDs, Illustrator AI, and other image formats. Now, if you have used Photoshop before, you should not have any problem using Photopea because it is very similar. But you can check out their homepage to learn more about it. Now, despite the fact that it's a web app, Photopea offers a way to install the plugin by going to their web page, click on More, install Photopea, then install. When you click that, it should install such that when you go to your Windows, search for Photopea, you can find the app there. Although it's not just a physical app, it runs on your web browser's plugin. In order to keep things simple and straight to the point, that will be all for this video. In my next video, I'll be letting you know which of these tools I personally recommend as my best choice for document editing. So make sure to check out the next video. Now, subscribe if you haven't, like the video, and leave a comment if you have any questions or suggestions. Bye for now.